Welcome to Quick Rip. Big B here with you. Hope you're doing well out there, fight fans. We're talking a little BKFC 31 because the leading promotion in bare knuckle boxing landed in Denver. Yeah, the squared circle was in Denver, Colorado on Saturday night. An excellent event. A lot of MMA fighters making their bare knuckle debut in this one. And you know what? For the most part, the MMA fighters that are making the crossover to bare knuckle are continuing to put a beating on all existing bare knuckle boxers. So it's good to see that the talent level in bare knuckle. You can see just over the past year or two, past year especially, has just been risen and risen and risen. Good stuff by BKFC as always. So a quick rundown here. We had Josh Copeland making his bare knuckle debut against Levi Costa. Copeland ended up finishing Costa by TKO, third round, I believe it was. Impressive stuff there from Copeland. A little bit slower than I anticipated. Pardon me. I thought Copeland was going to come out guns blazing, but he took his time. He was calculated. Costa had some nice shots in there too, so it was a decent fight overall, with Copeland getting the TKO. Another one I want to talk about, Chris Camozzi making his bare knuckle debut as well. He absolutely starched Bubba McDaniel. First round knockout for Camozzi. Excited to see what's next for him because from the little bit that we saw of him, now my stream started fucking up during his fight, unfortunately. Got it figured out just in time to see the replay of the fight ending. So from the little bit I did see of him, I'm liking it, and I can't wait for the next one. Hopefully, I mean the quick finishes here are awesome. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy those as much as the next guy, but it's also nice to see at least a round or two to get a good feel of what he's really going to look like out there. So far, just pure domination over Bubba McDaniel. First round knockout for Chris Camozzi. Co-main event, we saw Brandon Gertz make his bare knuckle debut coming off of MMA as well. He was taking on Jake Lindsay. Gertz, hometown boy, so he had the crowd behind him. This one was shaping up to be a decent fucking scrap. Both men, tough as hell. Unfortunate ending here. Doctor stoppage. Gertz got a cut right about there, and it started spidering down. So the doctor was just forced to stop it. I mean, I don't like seeing fights ended like that. Nobody really does, but I can't complain with that stoppage because there's no doubt you could just see from round to round how far the cut had already spidered down. So you know what, fighter safety, right? Number one is fighter safety, and we got to go with that. So unfortunately for Brandon Gertz in his hometown, and unfortunate for Jake Lindsay too, because he didn't want to win that way. But who knows, maybe those two will have a rematch in the near future. Main event time. Wow. What a fucking scrap this was. We had Mike Richmond taking on Isaac Doolittle. This was for the interim light heavyweight strap. Now, first round was a little bit slower. Some okay shots. More Richmond seemed to be, I don't know. I think Lights Out Lytle said he was doing a lot of calculations. Whatever it was, getting used to Doolittle's movements, whatever the case would be. Second round, Doolittle came out and absolutely put it all on the fucking line. He had Richmond hurt bad in the second. Probably about halfway through the second, it looked like Richmond was zombie on his feet. Somehow, I have no idea. That's a Minnesota fucking toughness, I guess, because Richmond survived that onslaught. And what ended up happening is Richmond survived the second, and Doolittle had nothing left in the third. His arms were just fucking blown. Like he was having trouble even lifting his arms up to protect himself. Richmond took advantage, finishes Doolittle off, TKO, wins the interim strap. Awesome stuff. You know what? Richmond was almost fucking unrecognizable after the fight, though. The swelling in his face. I'll put a picture up if I can find one. Um, Hopefully it's out there, but it was nasty. Almost unrecognizable. But he did get the strap. Now, once his strap was on him, basically, well, he didn't even put it on him. He looked a little bit. I know Richmond was not happy that this was for an interim bout or interim strap and not the full fledged. Fight ends. Enter Lorenzo Hunt. That fucking guy, man. He's got his nose in everything, and I gotta give him credit because he's got a lot of fucking fights lined up. I give him credit, but at the same time, I didn't really like him. It was almost like he was, trying to steal Richmond's thunder there after a hard fought victory to go up to the cage, and Richmond was fucking pissed. Richmond was ready to go around with Lorenzo right there. Fortunately, security eventually backed Lorenzo Hunt off, and of course, Lorenzo wouldn't make an appearance without his fucking strap because currently, technically, he is the um, light heavyweight champion. So that sets up obviously a scrap between Richmond and Lorenzo Hunt, which is going to be fucking awesome. Um, the toughness and the skill side on Richmond's half, and the absolute blazing skill set of fucking Lorenzo Hunt on the other half. All to see who's the fucking baddest motherfucker at light heavyweight. I hope that's the next fight that's booked for Lorenzo Hunt because there's also been talk, and even David Feldman came out and said, you know what, basically we need a rematch for Lorenzo Hunt and Quentin Henry, which personally as a fan, I would rather see Mike Richmond versus Lorenzo Hunt right now. I guess it all depends on where Lorenzo's weight is at, what he actually wants to do. I know he's talking about he wants to be basically a triple champ. Um, the scary thing is I could see it happening. Now, whether BKFC is going to allow him to retain his belts while he's fighting in other divisions, I mean, it just causes interim scraps and causes holdups in the division. So there's only so long. There's a very short period if Lorenzo Hunt's going to do this that he has to do it. So we'll see what's next. Like I say, I hope it's Richmond Hunt. Of course, I would watch Quentin Henry versus Lorenzo again, but I thought it was fairly obvious who the better fighter was, and that's not to take anything away from Quentin Henry because he's as tough as they come, and he's right there at the top of the division. So there we have it. BKFC 31 from Denver, Colorado is in the books. Like I say, another great event from the promotion, and let's continue this march of bare knuckle madness. I believe the next event is early November, so be on the lookout for a preview of that coming out later this month on Bowls, Beers, and Brawls. Thanks for joining me. If you made it this far, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Stay up to date here. Till next time, everybody, take care and peace.